Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Q-Stars podcast. My name's Bradley Cowdroy. Some of you might know me from the tour as a player, part-time YouTuber, and now podcast host. Don't know how that happened. Anyway, welcome to you all. Basically, the idea is we're going to get as many people as we can involved, talking all about snooker in the South. This is the Q-Stars podcast, and where better place to start than the man who brings it all in motion, the director, John Hunter. John, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Bradley.
You're doing
Very
good,
good, yeah,
brilliantly.
thanks.
John's taking the mick out of my intro. We're going to roll on through. We're going to roll on through.
No, yeah, I'll behave myself. Don't worry.
Brilliant. World Championship going on, John. What have you
Hmm.
made of the day's play so far? Sorry, the tournament's play so far.
The tournament so far, crazy tournament, really. You couldn't predict anything. I've been quite amused by watching Michael Holt and his wife Amy. I think in one of his last ones, he got none of them right whatsoever. His predictions that were so.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think that says it all. If a pro can't call anything, then yeah, it's just. But it's good
Absolutely.
watch,
I
good
should also
view.
stress
Yeah.
at time of recording, we're about a session or depending on the evening, half a
Mm,
session into the semi-finals. So obviously, Kyron Wilson,
yeah.
4H with David Gilbert and Stuart Bingham and Jack Jones locked in battle tonight. Any particular standouts from you with what's happened so
Oh,
far?
yeah. From the World Championships, definitely John Higgins' clearance. And one other thing, a little bit of a weird one, and that was Bingham's interview after last night.
Yeah,
I put
very
it on as a
emotional.
Yeah, not just that, but I put it on as a recommended video on the Q-Stars YouTube channel because if you want a template for how to be and how to perform at your best, then listen to his interview.
Yeah, I
That's all
think
I'm going to say.
he spoke very openly about the enjoyment, sort of relishing that challenge against Ronnie. And I
Absolutely,
think
yeah,
mindset
yeah.
wise, you can't really do much better than that. But yeah, brilliant interview for anyone who hasn't seen it
And he
to go for
handled
a
all
massive.
the yeah he handled all the shenanigans going on so brilliantly. He just sat there calmly. Ronnie was like, being Ronnie, and
Black
it
spot
didn't
gate,
give.
door gate, all of them.
Yeah, yeah, and Stuart just sat there calm as anything. It was brilliant, brilliant.
Absolutely. Yeah, brilliant win for him last night, as it was for Jack Jones against Judd
Yeah,
Trump. I think bookmakers would
yeah.
not have predicted that. So yeah, brilliant.
But I
How
mean, for Stuart's case, let's just hope that Michael hasn't, predicted him as the winner now, really.
do you know who he has predicted? I was about to ask you
Um,
before left.
probably Stuart Bingham. So he's probably put the mockers on him, but never mind.
Absolutely. I think as a former champion, he probably holds the aces over the other three. But I think brilliant that
Yeah,
we have. I think brilliant that three of the four are qualifiers this year. I think it just shows that depth. It gives that sort of motivation to those coming through or those sort of lower down on the tour that
yeah.
just what is
There
possible.
might, yeah, there might actually generally be a sea change now in snooker. Perhaps there will be lots more new winners from now on, and then for young players coming through, it may be a little bit easier, especially with the changes that they're making. The tiered system, isn't it? They're changing things.
Yeah,
So
changes from next year.
yeah,
Absolutely fantastic. Right. We will see how that carries on over the next few days. And yeah, whether it's Stuart Bingham or a new world championship, sure, it's going to be a brilliant end to the tournament. Right.
yeah,
We're here for our own sake, though. We are here for Q Stars. This is the Q Stars podcast.
hmm
Um,
yeah,
Lots of people will know, John, you've taken this to seemingly global level in different areas, but just for those who've been living under a rock over the past few years, to ask what is Q Stars? Where did it all start?
right. It began because I had nobody to play. I moved from Windsor to Andover. There wasn't many players around. Well, there certainly wasn't any competitions. So that's how it began. So that was in the mid to late 80s. And it started as a handicap system. And then the real big positive change to it was around 2010, 2011, where I got together with Tim Dunkley, the fantastic coach, by the way, and we joined forces, and then we changed it to changed the system to the one that we use now for junior snooker, the gold, silver, and bronze, the stepping stone system. And then
Absolutely.
from that point on, I enjoyed it far more because running handicap tournaments is a nightmare. Now it's just based on, how good you are. Simply, simple as that. And yeah, it's just gone from strength to strength. And particularly since COVID, um, it's just gone to crazy levels.
I'd agree. Obviously, I've been lucky enough to
Yeah,
be
you've
part
been,
of this
yeah,
all last probably 15
yeah,
years or so now. I think my first
yeah. That's
bronze
right. You
tournament,
really, I mean, yeah, you've
I
really
think
seen how it has developed
exactly.
since we changed it from handicap to scratch snook.
I think 2010 by memory, I
Mm,
think was my first bronze event. So yeah, the last what, dozen, 15
yeah,
years, it's been fantastic. Just not for just myself, but for all the others as well. In terms of structure, like you've alluded to, we've got the junior section with our bronze, silver, gold.
yeah.
Also
That's all.
championship
Yeah, under
tour,
21. Yeah,
under 21 bronze, silver, and gold tour. Just division based stuff coming through.
yeah,
You get sort of your age ranges, but then ability moving through
yeah.
through
As we've
these.
seen, especially more recently, how old you are. It's no, um, doesn't indicate
No,
at all how
no,
good you are in Q
no,
Stars at the moment. When
absolutely
you've
not.
got an 11-year-old that won one of the gold events this season,
Yeah.
that says it. Says it
William
all.
Thompson, I'm sure we'll be talking about him at
Yeah.
some point. I think that's probably
Yes.
inevitable.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. It's hard not
um,
to, isn't it? Really.
Absolutely not. No, we have some
Mm.
shining lights. Obviously, everyone on the tour is absolutely fantastic. But yeah, some particular players will, I'm sure,
I mean,
mention a little bit
yeah, I
more
was just going to
detail as
say
well.
that person under the rock might not have come across me,
Exactly.
but they'd know about William.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Probably for
Yeah.
the best, that, John, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can't argue with that.
So yeah, brilliant tournament structure, sort of seniors, championship tour, juniors, all ages are catered
Mm.
for. But over the
And now
past, more
girls'
recent
rankings as well.
girls'
Don't forget the
rankings
girls'
as well,
ranking. I'm
absolutely.
not. Yeah, I'm not done very well with that. As I said, it's the first season, but there is a champion and there will be a trophy on presentation day.
100%.
So it's nice to get that off the ground.
Something to definitely grow for the future. Looking really, really good with that.
Mm.
Now, over the more recent few years as well, aside from tournaments, you have your own project that has had quite a lot of attention. You've brought to quite a lot of people's
Mm.
view, and that is the Cuestars Academy. So, talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's quite simple. We've got brilliant competitions at the clubs in the area. The idea is to create competition on the practice table. We've got fantastic coaches. All the players are brilliant technically, um, but I don't want to leave them alone when they're not at the tournaments. I want to still be on their case. So I still want to be trying to create, rivalry. Just in terms of who's got the highest lineup break or whatever. So anything I can do. The Q Stars Academy, which is used by some of the coaches, that's nicely in place. That's a good system. But yeah, that's all it is. And the other massive positive about that is it makes QSARS accessible to anybody anywhere
Exactly. I was
in
going
the
to
world.
say it's something that you've been able to take beyond just Southern England,
Yeah,
beyond just England. There are people in, mainland Europe, all around the
yeah,
world, starting to see it and starting to
yeah.
use it.
Yeah, and I'm
Absolutely.
still, and that that's what I use at the COVID break to try and, like all of us, had to find something to get through that period with, and that's what came out of that. So it was good. Yeah.
Obviously, there've been many moments, many things remembered,
Hmm.
many things forgotten. Anything that sticks out to you from Q Stars? What kind of memories do you have up until
Um,
today?
yeah, I mean, unfortunately, he's not playing snooker at the moment. I really do hope he comes back to it. But I guess my biggest moment, was the night that Jamie called to say that he'd become a professional, and he was 16 years old, and having, well, he's not going to be happy that I'm going to tell people this, but about
Embarrassing,
6 months
go
before,
for it.
yeah, just a bit, about 6 or 9 months before that, I remember being sat outside his mum and dad's club, the Waterlooville Club. I think it was, yeah, and he was literally, he was in tears, and I believe, Bradley, I think it was you that had beaten him again in the semi final or in the final to
Sorry,
because
Jamie.
Yeah,
He got, to
I
be
think
fair, he got his own back on me more than enough
he did
times since
eventually,
then.
but when you look at a Q Stars player that took 93 tournaments to win his first Q Stars event, he had gone through a lot of pain and suffering since he started when I think he was about 7 years old. But then that's what makes you stronger, isn't it? And Jamie proved it. I mean, you know, if he comes back to snooker or not, I mean, that achievement will take some beating to join the World Professional Tour age 16 is pretty mad, isn't it? So
Absolutely.
that's the one that stands out for me.
Yeah. I think one of the best ways of describing him, I think one of the new profile pictures I saw of him on Facebook was him with a chainsaw, and in many ways that's almost the metaphor for Jamie and his sort of
Yeah,
style on the table as well.
yeah,
It was just
yeah.
absolute carnage. But no, yeah, we'd
Yeah,
definitely like to see
yeah.
him
I
back.
hope, as I said, I hope he gets his snooker mojo back. Yeah, I really do. But I do understand, you know, for you guys, it's a tough transition. You know, when you sort of yeah move. Well, we were talking about it, when you move from junior snooker to adult snooker. Yeah, well, as a junior, you feel like there's this end point coming, and there isn't, and there shouldn't be. And I
Yeah,
hope I can get that message across. You know, we're
yeah,
seeing
absolutely.
players. I mean, like Jack Jones. Look at what he's been through
Yeah.
on and off the tour through Q School loads and loads of times, and now look at the success he's having.
Absolutely. I think from my own sort of perspective as a player, I think finishing
Mm,
juniors last year, I think you
mm,
do get that sort of initial sort of crossover and it all does, it feels very different.
mm,
There are a lot of new things to try and contend with. The schedule changes, the types of tournament, the almost the atmosphere at the tournament changes. So I think it's
mm,
something to be aware of and to sort of not warn players in future moving over, but just as it being a new chapter, a new step. And yeah, absolutely. When you're serious about snooker and you want to make your way in it from juniors, the opportunities don't stop. It gets harder. It
mm,
never gets any easier, but it's by no means a finished thing. Absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
Right, we're going to bring it forward to this season in Q
Mm,
Stars. We're going to start off with the juniors. First of all,
yep.
in bronze, Jack Squires, our rankings champion. So, Jack, if you're watching,
Y-
congratulations. Um,
Yeah.
really good to see both him as the rankings champion, but also the turnout in bronze has been fantastic this season.
Oh, yeah. I mean, over the last few years, me and Tim, sit down at the end of the season and think, look at the situation and think, right, we've got all these players going up, and we'll be in the same position again. And every time from bronze, very quickly, you've got probably 6 to 8 players that are ready to go to silver, and then you're thinking, well, where are the new bronze players going to come from? Where are our new generation? And then I mean, within 2 or 3 tournaments of the season the bronzes just fill right back up and with amazing players again. And Jack Squires is a good example. I mean, very new to the tour, but just got it. He works hard straight away. He put lots of practice in. He's got a really good technique. Um, and yeah, he came to the top and deservedly so. But he was properly pushed by all the others. Really was
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
I could. Well, I mean, again, I'm careful to mention names because I'm going to, but I mean, just look at the YouTube, look at the players, and look. I mean, Archie Greer, playing for Jersey versus Guernsey and making the highest break of the tour of the day, and that's like in an adult event, a 49 break, and he's 10 years old. I mean,
Yeah.
it's great, isn't it? It's brilliant.
Yeah, no, that was a brilliant moment to be able to share and see. I think when you're getting, I think
Mm,
in Woking or in Coulson, one of the
mm,
events, you're getting 60s and 50s across the
mm.
three, and obviously it might be a scheduling nightmare on the day, but to have that interest, to have that sort of fervor and vigor for wanting to turn up, wanting to play for these young guys, it must be brilliant and very satisfying for you.
Well, I think what's more satisfying about it is because you could always say, right, I've got 50 or 60 kids playing snooker, but they're not, they're just going there for something to do. But this isn't. This is 50 or 60 kids that are really working hard,
Yeah,
really competitive.
yeah,
Coming in after school during the week. So. Yeah, so that's the amazing thing. I think in the past there's been that sort of number of players, but nowhere near the level that they're at now. It's incredible.
Absolutely. Moving on to silver. Now, the rankings battle, I
Mm.
believe, went down to the last day at Green Bay a
Oh
short
yeah,
while ago. Donny Gola and Will
yeah.
Hurley. And I think the semi-final was one of the big matches. By the way, a little
Mm.
shout out to Tyler Beer as well for making his first silver final last weekend. So
Yeah, I mean,
congratulations,
again,
Tyler. Really good to see.
yeah, I think Tyler's 11. Yeah, I think he's only 11, which again is brilliant.
Fantastic.
But I'd just like to big shout out to William Hurley because and very and to Donny. I mean, really unlucky there because William had to win that final. I think semis and final. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of pressure on him. So so he definitely deserved it for sort of handling that pressure of having to win. Because I think Tim said if he hadn't won, he would have lost on a count back or something, which
Yeah, I
is like
heard about
really
that for the
cruel.
final. I was there for the day. It was
Yeah.
a lot of pressure out there. I think at 1-1 in the final as well, literally a one frame shootout for the title, which
Mm.
it doesn't get much closer than that. So
And
yeah,
he's
big
playing,
congratulations to
he's
Will.
playing Tyler. Tyler's
Yeah,
11. Tyler just, free spirit, going for everything. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, for
ready to
William,
ruin the
that must
day.
have been very
Ruin the
tough.
day.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So yeah, good finish to the silver.
yeah, absolutely. Then in gold, obviously, it's an interesting with gold. I think particularly this season. I think
Mm,
you've got a lot of fantastic players. We're at sort of the top end
mm,
of the junior game down here.
mm.
Um, it's hard for you to schedule every event around
Yeah,
some of the other
yeah,
national events, other things. We've got the likes of Oliver Sykes, who we'll go on to in a minute.
mm.
Ronnie Sullivan, Will Forster coming second in the rankings.
Yeah, and
The younger Chandler
yeah,
squad lads as well. But Evan
yeah.
Plummer winning the rankings. So yeah, congrats to Evan for that one. Um,
Yeah, that's nice to see. I mean, yes, the nature of what's going on because the gold players now are such a good group of players. They're such a high standard that when they compete outside the gold, they're getting picked for their country. They're getting deep into events. They're getting invitations to play in professional events. So therefore, that gold tour. I mean, Evan is a deserved winner of it because I mean Evans
absolutely.
played brilliant and he's improving and he's getting good results. He made I see bit of a century maker as Evan.
He
I
is
see you
prolific
put
break builder.
century. Yeah, Ronnie Sullivan obviously winning the 900, the junior 900. I
Yes.
mean, God, he was under pressure there and he handled it so well. Yes, it's good. And then I saw Will, Will Forster play, and he played brilliant last weekend. I mean,
He did. He
he's
did.
got such a good, like what I call economical style and method and
Yeah.
action. And I've been sort of keeping an eye on him, and he's really, he's a little bit of a late bloomer, but he's one of those players that could shock us, really.
I think
Yeah.
Will's another of those players. There's a few of us sort of in that category of, long term, long
Mm,
suffering, Q Stars players.
yeah.
He supported these events, competitions for years and years now. So brilliant to see him win his first
Yeah,
gold.
yeah. And then when you
Um,
do start to get your success and you've been on that kind of journey, you make more of it. You don't waste it. And
Absolutely,
that's good,
absolutely.
yeah.
So yeah, and just a little earlier in the season, we referred to it briefly earlier. William Thompson, is that the youngest ever gold winner of a tournament earlier in the
Oh
season for
yeah,
Will?
I
Yeah.
can't believe that there would be anybody.
No,
I think that's what it said in the report. The final of the under 14s was a magic, amazing achievement too.
absolutely, yeah. Fantastic. Right. Joe Perry series. Few events towards the back end of the season, sponsored by our ambassador Joe.
Yeah.
And
Oh, and
Oliver.
I've got a
It's fair.
little bit of a.
Yeah, go on.
I was gonna do something really devious, but I thought of it because I got in touch with Joe today, and Joe's he's gonna come on a podcast.
Fantastic.
There was,
Few stars
but
exclusive there.
yeah, a little exclusive, and the little funny thing I was thinking, I was gonna see if I could get him today, so she'll surprise you,
Wow.
but
That would
to mess up your order and your all your planning, but I was smart enough not to do that. So, but yeah,
be
it did cross my mind.
appreciated.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. But yeah, I'd say quite a comfortable one for Oliver, as it turned out, winning clean sweep of
Yeah,
those three events.
yeah,
He has been, in all fairness, probably the player of the season.
yeah, yeah. He has. I mean, he works incredibly hard. and he takes advantage because he's had some things that have happened, which obviously have helped him. But he's taken advantage of it. So which is what you've got to do. If opportunities appear, opportunities come your way, then you've got to take them, and that's what he's done. And yeah, he's had a fantastic season. Um, but it's good because towards the latter part of the season, obviously, others have come in and nicked a win off him, I mean O'Shea, revelation,
Yeah.
really. I
Yeah,
mean,
getting
he's
getting to two national finals within the space of a week. I think the
yeah,
under 16s and the under 18s obviously didn't quite
yeah,
get the job done, but absolutely trending in the right way for O'Shea, which I think we all expected at some point.
yeah.
But
And
it's
just
brilliant
one little, I mean,
coming to fruition.
that's a little moment for me in the season. Seeing
Yeah,
O'Shea turn over Dominda, in the final of a championship tournament. I mean,
yeah,
you wouldn't have called that, would you? But playing proper snooker, mixing his brilliant potting, scoring, and then knowing when, to tuck up and, yeah, very, very impressive.
absolutely. Yeah, I think safe hands with all the juniors. They're all doing very, very well at the moment as well. So yeah, brilliant
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Championship tour. Now this has been
Mm,
the likes of myself, Mark Lloyd, Peter Devlin. We've tried our
mm.
best to put a cat amongst the pigeons, but it has been the Wayne and Billy show this year.
Yeah, 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 a little bit. I wouldn't say a total, but I think what's been fantastic about the championship tour again, it's just the standard is immense.
Fantastic.
The 100 breaks that go in, they're not just little hundreds; they're like total clearances. I mean, yeah, and really, the championship tour is sort of secondary to everything else. I mean, obviously there's Q Tour, there's Q School, there's the Amateur Tour, there's all these other pro-ams going. So to still have such strong competition in the championship tour, it's brilliant, brilliant.
Absolutely. You alluded to the breaks as well. I've got a couple of stats here. Now I'm going to be
Mm,
testing your knowledge a little bit later. John didn't know about this. We have a brief quiz later to grill him on,
yeah,
on our progress this year.
yeah.
Just out of
Yeah.
interest, I've got a couple of stats in front of me. Do you know across all the different sections this year, how many century breaks have been made in Q Stars this year alone?
Across all the different tours.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm being a bit sly here because I know if it goes on to a second page, I think it's gone past 25. So I think it has. So I'm gonna go in the late 20s, 28.
32, not far off, but yeah,
Oh,
32
not far away
centuries.
then.
Not bad, not
That's
bad.
good though, isn't it?
But yeah,
Mm,
brilliant number. Again,
mm.
probably not far off, if not record for a season. Also 154 70 plus breaks. So if you sort of cap that at say frame winning breaks,
Yeah, yeah, because they're
it's
one
not just the
visits. Yeah,
centuries. You've got
yeah,
a lot of heavy break building going on across all
yeah.
tours, which is
Yeah, on
fantastic.
some dodgy tables. I'm like, I mean, not obviously going to call any of them out on here, but they're club tables, and they should be dodgy. I mean, that's part of your learning process. To be fair, I'm not asking clubs to go out there and buy star tables and things, but the scoring that carries a bit more weight because sometimes that's difficult to score, isn't it? So to do that
Absolutely.
is just show again, big big
Kudos to everyone. Kudos to
yeah,
everyone.
big well done to all our players. Yeah.
Absolutely. Finally, last but not least, we have the seniors. Now
Mm.
40 plus. I think one event to go, but I think Paul Davis has that
Yeah,
has that
Paul's
sewn
got
up.
that. Yeah,
So good for Paul. And who's won the 55 pluses this year, John?
no idea.
No
No
idea.
idea. Well, I mean, I have an advantage, because I'm sort of co-running them with Phil Butler. By the way, shout out for Phil as well because he's brilliant support for that. Yeah. So I mean, us snooker players were never happy, and yeah, it's nice to win it, but I would have liked more wins over Carl Townsend and Colin Norton, really. But
Never
just
happy.
to feel better about it, yeah.
And you had
But
to
that's
take
just
them out
me
as
being
well.
me.
There you go. Just you creating
Mm.
rivalries, losing friends, John. There we go.
Yeah,
Nothing
yeah,
changes.
yeah, yeah.
But no, I think as a whole season's been fantastic from the players we've shouted out, all the other players in the
Mm,
events as well. It's been really strong, like we say,
mm,
fantastic turnouts, fantastic stands. So congratulations to
yeah,
everyone for this season. Now, John,
yeah, yeah. Well done. Mm.
I'm wary of time, but I do want to
Yeah,
grill you because
yeah. Okay, I've tried
you
to
might
sort
only
of
get
chat
you
my way out of this.
once.
Yeah.
So got to put you under the grill if this is going to be the one time. So, um, this is based off the last decade, sort of. I'll call it the Q Stars heyday.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I'll just yeah. That's thanks for that because I can't. I mean, my memory won't go back any further than that.
yeah, you're welcome. So I've just got it's not a long one, but I've got a few questions to ask you. This is a number-based game, so it's not going to be calling anyone out, anyone getting
Okay.
upset about not being matches. So we'll give this a go and see if you do know our players quite as well as you think. So
All right. Okay.
we are going to start with now we've mentioned O'Shea, we've mentioned William. Some
Hmm.
brilliant efforts in the national finals this year, and in the national
Yeah.
championships. Over the past 10 years, and this includes juniors, this includes English amateur championships.
Okay.
How many not winners, how many national finalists have we had?
Oh wow. Okay, that's going to be quite a few, isn't it? Because it's always hard for Q-Stars because there's always a player out there that has all the advantages, which you should come up against. So but in terms of finalists, I reckon quite a few. How many years are we going back? 10.
Last 10 years. So
And
this is
and is
juniors.
it
Go on.
yeah, is it the number of players or is this the number of people that have got to the finals? Did I
This is not combined appearances. This is individuals that have
in
reached one or multiple finals.
Okay, all right. Well, I would like to think that it might be sort of 9 or 10 players.
Now, I apologize to anyone profusely if my research is wrong. Um, I have down 13 here. We have 13.
Oh
I'll
wow, right,
very
okay,
quickly
that's
through
good.
them. Myself
Yeah,
a while ago in the under 16s, Oliver
yeah,
Sykes, Mark
yeah,
Lloyd, Ronnie Sullivan, O'Shea
yeah,
Scott, William Thompson, Aidan Murphy, Jamie Wilson, Ollie Gibbs, Dylan Smith,
yeah. Ollie Gibbs
and in the
yeah.
English Amateur Championship, Billy Castle,
Hmm.
Ben Harrison, and Wayne Townsend. So you must be happy with that number. Obviously, few fantastic winners in there.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's all about the winning, but
Well, no,
some
it
brilliant
isn't. I'm
performances
trying
down
to
the years.
change my ways, Bradley. I'm trying to change my ways. Again, I highlight Stuart Bingham's interview because it isn't about the win. I've completely got that wrong. I'm enjoying my snooker more because if it's all about the winning, Bradley, then you're going to be very unhappy snooker player if
Very
that's
true.
all that you
Very
judge
true.
success and happiness on. And I mean, how I didn't know that, but I think as a player, we get so wrapped up, don't we? I mean, winning titles, winning trophies, and stuff like that. So, yeah, so that's my view on that. Yeah,
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more.
yeah.
Absolutely. Right.
Mm.
This is if you get this bang on, I'll be very, very impressed. Now, I took a while to go through the Home International website just to go through the
Yeah,
last few years. Junior call-ups for England players, or including because we have a few Welsh friends as well. Junior
yeah.
call-ups to either the England or Welsh team.
Hmm.
This includes billiards, and this
Oh,
includes
right.
how many have we had?
And this is going back that period as well, is it?
I think the first one I had from the archive was 2016, so last 8 9 years.
Oh my God. Right. Okay. It's going to be, well, I'd like to think that's quite a lot. Um, I mean, I suppose if we've got 13 national finalists or champions, I'd like to think that it must be probably 15 to 20.
I need a number, John. None of this
Oh God,
ballpark.
that's
I need a
cruel. All right,
number.
I'll go in the middle.
I'll
I'll,
give.
I'll go. I'll go 17.
Oh, he's not bad. He's not bad. He is underestimating us though. 19,
19.
which is
Blimey,
a great effort. Mark
yeah,
Lloyd, Mickey Joyce, me, Aidan Murphy, Oliver
yeah,
Sykes, Jamie Wilson, Dylan Smith, O'Shea, Lee Whaley, Harry Wyatt, Aston Sahota, William Thompson, Caden Reed, Dylan Beer, Riley Ellis, Stephen Hughes, Ollie Briffett Payne, Jacob Boyle, and for the girls, Chloe White. So that's a brilliant list.
Oh, that is
So yeah,
superb, isn't it?
it's great
Yeah,
to have that. Highest break
and
in
I
the
mean,
Qs. Sorry, go on.
yeah, go on. Well, no, I'm just saying that that's all happened quite recently as well, which is
Yes, yeah,
great, and that sort of that keeps even growing, which is superb. Yeah,
absolutely.
great.
Highest break in a junior Q Stars event. Number, not the
I
person,
got
but the break.
the break right. Well, I got a feeling. I mean, I think it was 128, but I think that's been beaten now, and I think it might be 133.
Just for reference, who do you think the 133 is?
I think it's Oliver, and I
So I
think the
believe
128.
so.
I
Jamie, I
think
believe, made a 128.
yeah, I know
Oliver
James. 'Cause I saw that with his dad. I was sat there watching.
Oliver then made it was either a 133 or a 1334, and I remember that because it was against me at Swindon last season or a couple of
Yeah,
seasons
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
However, he's eclipsed that with a 139 at Woking this season. So
Oh, yeah. You see,
we're not far
I
away
got
from
it
the
in my head. It's
140.
139 was. Yeah, I got it in my head. It's 139 was in the championship tour, but I got that wrong then. Yeah, but
Absolutely.
that's again crazy, isn't it? But
Yeah,
yeah, but the target set, getting the 140s, guys.
absolutely. Absolutely. That's
Not asking too
there's the
much.
gauntlet for next season. That's the
Yeah,
gauntlet.
yeah,
Fantastic. Well done, John. Not a bad effort. Not a bad effort there.
yeah. It was
But
all
yeah,
right. Wasn't it?
big shout out to all the others before who we've just mentioned those achievements as well. Brilliant stuff. Right. We're going to have to wrap it up quite soon, but just looking
Yeah.
ahead for the short time we have left for the rest of the season, looking ahead to a lot of players going off to Q School. We've also got the finals
Mm,
day for the juniors at Swindon, which Joe Perry will be our guest professional for. I want to
yeah.
focus just very quickly before we go, John, on Q School. Any
Yeah.
advice? A lot of the qualifiers over the last few years, there's been a lot of seniority, there's been a lot of experience prevailing. How do the juniors buck that trend? What can we do
Oh, what you mean for what to get on the tour? You mean from Q School?
to make it as difficult as we can for these established figures that perhaps have a
Oh,
little more
wow.
experience?
Well, I guess what Jamie. I mean, Jamie's template was just to be play freely. I
Yeah,
keep sending the messages that this is a long game. You're in it in the long game, so try to take the pressure off. Try not to see it. As this. If I mess this up, I don't get. It's not like that. Try and in. Well, I keep saying it. It's a theme, isn't it? But because try and enjoy it, try and enjoy the
yeah,
experience of it.
absolutely,
Because if you can, as Jamie proved, you're going to have an advantage because all the other players are going to be uptight and frustrated, and they'll be all feeling this pressure. So if you can find some way of you know enjoying it, feeling good. And that, by the way, I'll give a shout out to Noel Flannelly because I watched all his
absolutely,
videos. They're
absolutely,
really impressive. And
absolutely,
and I have to, yeah, it's straightforward. You know, and yeah, it's true, isn't it?
absolutely,
Jamie,
absolutely,
when he was there, that's how he was playing. He did had no expectation. He's playing with freedom. He's in amongst all these players that should beat him, but they couldn't.
no,
Yeah, so that's
absolutely
it.
not. There you go. Awesome. So yes, all the best to everyone for the finals day for the juniors and also Q School as well. Hopefully, a few of us can put in a good showing and do some damage there. So yeah, let's
Yeah,
go for it.
definitely. Yeah,
Let's go for it.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Anything else to add, John, or are you happy we've covered everything?
Yeah, I know I keep shouting out the YouTube channel. I mean, that's my little, exciting thing at the moment. I'm so sad. I sit there and watch like a live view count. Um, but yeah, um, but that I am enjoying that because, as I said, it's just it's good. We see amazing things. It's good to actually then be able to share them with
Absolutely.
everybody wherever they might be.
Yeah, I think we're all good from there. So yeah,
Yeah.
John,
Okay.
thank you very much for joining this evening. Also,
Yeah.
just a
Thank you,
general just
Bradley.
shout out on behalf of myself and everyone else at Q Stars. Thank you for all that continued support with everything you're doing for us. It does not go unnoticed. So yeah, kudos to you. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah,
And to you
and
guys,
yeah, and I've just yeah, go on. I was just going to say, a shout out to all of you guys. Everybody, the players, the coaches, the tournament organisers, the people that chip in and sort of referee for us. That that's a game changer in itself because when you've got all that support, all the clubs, and I've probably forgotten other people that help out, but thank you to those people too.
I think we're a great team, and I think that takes us all a
Yeah.
long way. So yeah, brilliant stuff. Thank you to you guys very much for watching this evening.
Mm,
Yeah, all the best to everyone for the rest of the season. We should have a new one out at some point. We're not quite sure on the scheduling, how
mm.
soon, how often it'll be, but with a bit of luck, hopefully very soon, and we can make it a regular thing. Getting thoughts of different players, professionals, coaches. We don't know. So yeah, plan is to make this as big as we can, get everyone's name out there, and yeah, should be good.
Yeah, get
Thank you to
everybody
everyone for
watching it.
watching. Good
Mm.
stuff. Have a good evening or morning, depending on when you're listening to this, and we will see you all soon. Take care. Bye.
Yeah.